Ricky here with DJ Arl's Entertainment, coming to you with some tips for all of you DJs and entertainers getting into the game. Now, the first thing I want to talk to you about is equipment. Don't go out there and get the most expensive equipment. Otherwise, you're just going to have an amazingly high-end piece of gear that you probably don't even know how to use yet. Even if you go on YouTube, it's not going to be the same. Sure, you learned it, but do you really know how to use it? And is it part of what you have to do right now? So be mindful and use your budget to get the equipment that you're going to need at that moment. Don't try to overextend yourself. You're going to want to get equipment that plays, obviously, it's digital now. And if you still want to get into the game where you want to get that nice feel for vinyl, you can do that too. You can do the vinyl route, which you can get two separate record players which will play the digital content on your computer, or you can get the all-in-one, which is something I utilize right now. You have that DJ mixing board that already has the two record plates on it, and that's an inexpensive way to go. So that may be an option for beginners and even professionals, because when you get used to it, you can do so many things, but that is completely up to you and your budget. So be mindful that you're going to be spending on cables, speakers, maybe one table that you're going to need to DJ with, or DJing stand. You're going to need stands for your speakers. You're going to need to buy a computer that's strong enough to power the software you're going to use. So keep in mind it's going to be pricey. So be careful and don't go crazy thinking, well, that's what they said. That's the best one. Avoid following the crowd. Work with your budget. Do research on the kind of equipment you want to use, and then once you get better and once you start earning money and you realize this is something you really want to do, get more expensive equipment and you're ready to upgrade. Until then, don't go crazy. Second thing on my list right here is, what type of events are you most interested in? Are you interested in doing club DJing? Are you interested in doing product launches, backyard parties? Whatever it is you're interested in, it could be a wedding, it could be anything. The point is, find out what you're interested in, do as much research as you can. And this is important because I don't want any DJ to go in with the same thought process I had, which was, I'm just going to do every party. Trust me, you're not. I'm speaking from experience. You might be one of those rarities that's just, wow, you could do everything. But more than likely, it's a very low chance. So focus on the kind of parties that you want to do and you want to perform for, that you feel most comfortable with. And you will make a success out of yourself and you'll become very, very versed in dealing with those kind of parties and how they flow. Now, the third thing on my list right here is, what what type of performer are you looking to be? And you're probably wondering, well, a DJ. Yes, but there are multiple kinds of DJs. You have the DJs that have no hosting ability whatsoever, and they focus on this. I hate to say it, but I don't like using it. They focus on that horrible horn sound. Are you going to be that kind of DJ that has no hosting abilities? Which doesn't mean it's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? I'm saying that because some DJs are a little bit more introverted, but they love to perform and they love music. So you can be that kind of a DJ, and then they hire another host or something that will help you out. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Are you that kind of performer? Or are you the hybrid performer, which is a DJ slash host slash entertainer? Are you that kind of a DJ? Are you that kind of an entertainer? Are you that kind of a host? Or do you have all of it in one? Personally, that would be my category. I have the hosting ability. I can play the music. I can get whatever. My weakness is I'm not a club DJ. I can mix. I can scratch. I can do all of that, but I'm not a club DJ. I can't do all the 360 turns and jumping up and down while mixing and all that stuff. That's not me. You might be that way, and that's fantastic. Nothing wrong with that. Are you that entertainer, performer, DJ slash singer slash host slash MC. Are you that kind of an entertainer? The reason why I'm bringing these up is because you might have these talents underneath your belt. Do not limit yourself to become only a DJ. If you're a singer, use that ability. You can use that not only at the reception, you can use it in a church. You can use it, and I hate to say it, you can use it for a funeral, which I've done quite a bit as a singer. You have to realize, what are my strengths? Am I an introvert? Can I work on making myself more excitable? Am I an introvert? All I want to do is focus on the DJing, which I'm good at mixing. Am I a full-blown crazy entertainer that sings, hosts, MCs, DJs? Figure out what you want, which one you are. And when you figure that out, your marketing will be so much easier. You'll know how to push what makes you different from your competition. And the reason this is important is because you don't want to be one of those guys where, okay, let's go to choose this DJ because we found them in the yellow pages, which they probably don't have the yellow pages anymore. But you don't want to be that DJ where they're just like, let's just choose this one. It looks like it's okay. You want to be, let's choose this one because I've heard about this one. This person can perform, they can sing, they can host, they can do everything. Or let's get DJ over here who is a pure hardcore mixologist who can just kill it on the turntables. 2 turntables is not enough. They need 4. Okay? So choose which kind of entertainer you are. Figure out which kind of entertainer you are. And that will come about as you get more experienced. But if you already have a natural talent for hosting, a natural gift of gab, or a natural talent for singing, or all of the above, keep that in mind. That will separate you from your other performers. And that's a good thing. Now, there's so much out there for everybody that you don't need to badmouth any other DJs. Never, never do that. The only DJs I would ever be worried about are the ones that do really shady things. And you'll see it on the internet too. Just avoid, look at the do's and don'ts of DJing and the do's and don'ts of hosting, and you'll see that stuff. Now, here's another tip on my list right here, which is experience. How are you going to get yourself clientele if you have no experience? Because even if you're mixing in your room the whole day and you become great at what you're doing, or you become versed at what you're doing, no one's ever going to know unless you get experience. This is just my personal tip, and I hope none of you are going to say, oh, I don't want to do that. Trust me, it'll pay dividends in the end. When you have a chance and somebody's having a party, offer your services for free. I kid you not. If you offer it for free, their expectations are down here. If you charge them a ridiculous amount, their expectations are up here. And if you can't deliver, guess what? That word of mouth will spread, and it will make you look bad. Even when you get past that level of competency and you become great, that client will look at you and say, oh, don't ever get this guy. Even if you're good now, don't ever get this guy because he messed up my party. I've had that experience because I charged, mind you, my charge was so low, it was ridiculous. They should have expected a very low expectation in the first place. It was like $150, but they still badmouthed me, which I don't mind because live and learn. And that's the best way to learn, through your mistakes. Now, your goal is not to make mistakes at a party. So your goal is to do as many backyard parties as you can and host it. If your goal is to become a host, host it. Learn how to become a host. Get on that microphone. Don't just say, yeah, everybody put your hands up and scream. Don't do that. Be creative. There's so many more ways to be creative. In fact, talk about something positive about your client, about the birthday celebrant, about anybody at the party. I don't care who it is that's having a party. Say something positive, uplift the audience, grab their attention, and that will spread like a wildfire. Trust me when I tell you this. Don't worry about charging right now. I don't care how much your equipment costs. Trust me, I made the mistake of buying an expensive piece of equipment in the first place. And that's the reason why I shared earlier, watch out for your equipment. Get as much experience as you can. Don't worry about the money. If you become good, when you become good, the money will follow. All you need is experience under your belt, and guess what? The people at that party, if they enjoyed you, oh, you need to get this DJ. He DJ'd for my event, and they did a really good job, and they're very affordable. They're saying affordable because they don't want to say you're free. and then you get a chance to maybe drop a few $100s and say, hey, it will cost you maybe two, three, four, however much you want to charge. As a beginner, don't charge too much. Make your mistakes first, not too many, because that'll spread like a wildfire too. If you can't do it for free, so they have no expectations, and they're gonna rub your back, and you're gonna rub their back, and you guys got each other's back. Now, I hope these tips helped you. For beginning DJs, if you have any comments or if you have any questions, feel free to post it in the comment section. I will be more than happy to help you. And you're probably wondering, well, if you're a DJ, Ricky, how come you're willing to help me? It's because I had a fellow DJ help me out. And guess what? You guys are not competition. Why? There's way too much work out there. The wedding industry is a billion dollar industry. There's so much work for all of us. Why do we have to use each other's competition? If we can work with one another as a group and a team, guess what? When I have a double booking and you're my friend DJ, I'm going to refer it to you. And I know you're going to do the same for me. So this is the reason why I don't mind helping my fellow DJs, especially for those of you who are getting started. There's so much out there that you can still do because the DJs that you respected are getting older. We need some new blood in there. And this is one way for you to get up and running right away. So remember the 4 tips. Number 1, don't go crazy on your equipment. Number 2, what type of performer are you? Number 3, what kind of events do you want to perform for? And number 4, probably the most important, if you want to gain experience, don't charge your clients. You'll get a crap load of people reaching out to you. And after your 10th, 12th, 13th, 15th, however much practice you need, you can start charging, because after the 15th free party, you have 15 parties that know exactly how amazing you are. Until the next video, look forward to hearing from you amazing new DJs, new blood, new performers, and your success stories. Hoping this helped you guys out. See you guys later.